Mark Webb, please.
Yeah, it shows this radical left Democrats' priorities when they decide to go out and protest a detention center where we're housing rapists, child predators, murderers, drug dealers, and they choose Memorial Day of all the time to go protest something that they say that that it's because they're on a hunger strike when there was only a handful of individuals that was refusing to eat because they want their ethnic group or their ethnic right food. Well, they go back to their country and get whatever food they want. The fact is, we're giving them the calories they want. This isn't Holiday Inn.
DHS Secretary Markwayne Mullin pointing out that an ICE detention facility is where one goes when they've come into this country illegally, and many of them have committed crimes. This isn't a Holiday Inn, but if the radical left had its way, illegals would certainly be getting world-class treatment. Remember here in New York City when we put them up in historic four-star hotels like the Roosevelt? For a reaction to these far-left agitators, let's welcome from New Jersey, Congressman Jeff Van Drew. Congressman, great to have you. Your constituents from New Jersey, some of them might agree with this. I'm going to assume many of them don't. What is it that they want from elected officials to handle this situation?
Well, what the majority of my constituents, and I believe the majority of the people in America and the state of New Jersey want, is some semblance of order and normality. Here we have a governor, a sitting governor, a new governor. Here we have a member of Congress, a U.S. senator, that are aiding and abetting these people who are protesting outside. This is not a peaceful protest, number one. It is shameful. You look at these images, and literally I'm disgusted and disturbed by what I see, and ashamed that in New Jersey that this would ever happen. Yeah. You can't believe that anybody of any party would ever want this.
And take a listen to Border Czar Tom Homan. He's pushing back on the Democrats' rhetoric here and saying that they're completely wrong about ICE. Listen.
Go to ICE.gov and look at ICE's detention standards. The highest detention standards in the industry, better than any state prison, county jail, or federal lockup. Talking about people being mistreated. Deaths in custody in ICE is a fraction of any state prison or federal facility. We spent almost $1 billion when I was ICE director, now it's a while ago, almost $1 billion on health care alone. So they can yell and scream all they want about ICE detention standards, but the highest standards in the nation.
That because the tales that the Democrats are telling are largely fabricated, but this is the narrative on the left that is being pushed here to create an anti-ICE environment, not just in this state, but across the country and other states as well.
This is bad Democratic left-wing theater. Not even done well, and it's shameful, and they should be ashamed. They have hot water, they have showers, they have, a nutritionist on site, they have 3 good meals, they have medical care. It's a lot more than many of them ever had, to be quite honest with you, and understand who they are. We're speaking about rapists, murderers, child abusers, domestic abusers, felons. It's horrible. So we have leadership in the state of New Jersey that would defend them over the hardworking men and women in New Jersey who are paying for all of this.
Yeah.
So
and
wrong.
Talk about some of that leadership, because New Jersey Democrat Governor Mikie Sherrill even attended the protests on Memorial Day, despite the horrific scenes that you're seeing in the video here. Sherrill defending her actions. She's supporting the agitators and says this.
I remain opposed to Delaney Hall, especially given the recent information we've been having about some real concerns, not only the concerns about what's going on inside, but the fact that they wouldn't let me in there gives you some sense that there is some there. Essex County put up a hospitality tent because we believe deeply in the right to exercise free speech and to assemble. Obviously, the federal government's trying to shut that down. Adding ICE agents into the mix last night to seemingly try to increase tensions and ratchet them up rather than to give people the peaceful means of expression.
Even the governor of a state can't walk into an ICE detention facility whenever she pleases. I know that she knows that, but you've got the governor standing up there. How can you criticize the protesters when the leadership is behaving the way she is?
These are violent protesters, and she should talk to the angel moms who lost their children to people just like this, who were released into the country under the past administration and murdered their children. she should be ashamed.
Terrible. It really is. Congressman Jeff Van Drew, thank you so much, sir. Great to see you.
Thank you.
Still ahead.